Hey everyone, Emmy here, and welcome to my fabulous kitchen. In spirit of the holidays, I really wanted to bake a dessert that will be a real crowd pleaser on Christmas, and it includes butternut squash. Some people are intimidated by this bulbous root vegetable, but they're not as scary or intimidating as they look. They're pretty easy to handle. First you peel, then you take the top off from the bottom, scoop out the seeds, slice, and chop. Don't feel like wrestling with the butternut squash? No worries. Most supermarkets have them peeled, chopped, and ready to go. Butternut squash is a winter vegetable that you can roast, saute, puree, mash, or in this case, shred. It's sweet and nutty and has a similar taste to pumpkin, so by adding spices like cinnamon, nutmeg, and ginger, it really makes this a delicious cake. I get my butternut squashes from a local organic farm here in New Jersey, where I have purchased a share every other week from their CSA program. CSA stands for Community Supported Agriculture. The purpose of a CSA is to purchase a share of seasonally grown produce from farms to relieve the farmers from marketing their produce and the consumer to have a fresh assortment of seasonal vegetables. With my butternut squash, I will be doing a play on a bûche de Noël, which is a French traditional roulade cake in the form of a Yule log served during the holiday season. Butternut squash is an excellent source of vitamin A and vitamin E. It's also a really good source of fiber, potassium, and vitamin C. So don't feel guilty going for that second slice of cake. First things first, preheat your oven to 375 degrees. Now, prepare your jelly roll pan by greasing the bottom. Then take some parchment paper and fit it to the bottom of the pan. Spray one last time for good measure. Then put it aside. Now let's tackle this butternut squash. With a peeler, peel the tough outer skin of the butternut squash. Since I don't need all of it, I'm only doing half. Then cut off the stem and detach it from the rest of the butternut squash. We will need a cup of butternut squash shredded. Here are the rest of the ingredients we will need to make our butternut squash cake. We have 3/4 cups of flour, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of nutmeg, and a half a teaspoon of ginger. 1 cup of granulated sugar, and 3 large eggs. You can put those two off to the side while you mix your dry ingredients. Beat the granulated sugar with the eggs at medium speed with a handheld mixer. Beat until the combination is nice and thick. Now add in your shredded butternut squash, making sure to incorporate it really well. After that, you want to add in your dry ingredients, a little bit at a time. Try not to overmix, just until it is all incorporated. That is looking beautiful. Now, remember that pan? Here it is. Pour all of your batter right directly into the middle of the prepared pan. Try and spread it as smoothly and evenly as possible until it looks like this. Now, pop this into the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes. Now, while that's baking, I'm going to work on the cream cheese frosting. The ingredients are cream cheese, butter, vanilla extract, and powdered sugar. Throw all of that right into a bowl and mix on high speed until everything is well incorporated. Next, take a damp kitchen towel and liberally sift a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar on top. This is to ensure that when we roll the cake, it doesn't stick to the towel. That's the oven. There is our beautiful butternut squash sponge cake. Now, we are going to gently flip this on top of the prepared kitchen towel and gently lift off the pan. After that, peel off the parchment paper. Now start rolling towards your body very carefully because you don't want to break the cake, and try and stay on track. That way you have an even roulade. Once it's all rolled up, tuck the sides underneath and refrigerate for 1 hour. After your cake is cooled, it's time to frost it. Unroll and pour all of your cream cheese frosting directly into the middle of the cake. Try and spread all of the cream cheese frosting as evenly as possible. So it looks like that. Now carefully and gently roll the cake back up towards you, making it as tight as possible and tapping down on the towel wherever it's getting stuck. Once you have completed that, you can put your roulade in the middle of the towel and roll it back up to refrigerate. When you're ready to serve, you can do another sifting of powdered sugar over top of it. And here we have our finished product, our butternut squash bûche de Noël with cream cheese frosting. I hope you all have happy holidays filled with sweets and treats and decadent desserts, just like this one.